What's up, my crew members? My name is Andrew from the Superhero Crew, and yeah, I'm back. I was on vacation for the last week, so that's why there haven't been any videos for the last week. And yeah, so in this video, we're going to be talking about Punisher Kill Crew number 1. But before I do talk about this, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, also the Superhero Crew podcast, and LEGO videos all on the channel. So go check out all the videos we have here on the channel, and if you do, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's talk about Punisher Kill Crew number 1. So, it is the first issue of a 5-issue miniseries. This is like the post-War of the Realms kind of saga, I guess if you want to call it. We're getting 3 War of the Realms, like, post-War of the Realms books. We're getting Valkyrie number 1, which came out already, Loki number 1 that came out already, and now Punisher Kill Crew. This is only a 5-issue mini, like I said. But yeah, so Loki wasn't good. If you saw my video on that, it wasn't good, and I'm not getting the second issue. The second issue actually came out this week, but I'm not even bothering with that. Valkyrie was actually okay. It's probably my least favorite Jason Aaron book that he's writing. It's also co-written by Al Ewing, I believe, as well. So, I don't know. But, yeah, and if you read Valkyrie, then you'll understand why I am going to read the second issue just because of that last page reveal. If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so Punisher Kill Crew number 1. I was kind of excited for this because, you know, the Punisher mini-series, because this is like, you kind of have to read the Punisher tie-in mini-series, the 3-issue mini-series that came out during War of the Realms. That was the tie-in before reading this, because it ties directly into that. And that tie-in was good. This, well, we'll talk about what happened in it first. So, basically what happened in the tie-in mini-series was that Punisher was, you know, killing a bunch of Frost Giants and stuff, but a Frost Giant actually ended up killing this guy's family. So Frank is like, I know what that's like. So now Frank is going basically an all-out war to try and kill the Frost Giant. That one specific Frost Giant that killed that guy's family. We see a flashback of Frank just destroying some Frost Giants, and it is awesome. He pulls out a minigun out of his van, and oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. And he walks away from an explosion because he's awesome. And we basically get the rundown of what happened in the Punisher miniseries tie-in thing. As you can see, a nice cool double page splash. And then we see that Punisher is actually going after the Frost Giant, but then he goes through a portal. So apparently, Doctor Strange is sending like the bad guys from the War of the Realms, so like Dark Elves and the Frost Giant, back to their realm, because technically the way that he puts it is some of these creatures were conscripted against their will, Frank. That's what Doctor Strange says to the Punisher, which, okay, whatever. It's an excuse to give Punisher a new miniseries, I guess. Then Punisher talks to the guy. He's in a wheelchair now. The guy that's family is dead. They go to a van, and there's a bunch of orphans in the van. And Frank's like, "What do you want me to do with these? What do you want me to do with these kids?" And he's like, "Listen, their families were killed during the War of the Realms. You need to help them out too, not just me." And he's like, oh. So then he goes to a restaurant and buys them food, and there's a kid that draws a picture of a like demonic tree, I guess, or some kind of monster tree that ate this kid's family. And Frank is like, "Kids, draw the monster that killed your family." And they're like, "Okay." And then that's I guess what they do. And we see there's some, I don't know, this was a little confusing. Some like skeleton was like grabbing some woman, and then Frank blows the skeleton's brain off. I guess that's what was happening. I don't know. It was just a little whatever. But then there's a tree, the demonic tree, whatever you want to call it, grabs this guy and his dog. Frank obviously destroys it, but he also put on the helmet, so he looks kind of kind of cool there, like he does on the cover. Then Frank goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and there's a funny moment. There's a giant, like, goat-looking thing, and I guess it can travel through realms because Frank attaches the van to his van to it, and they go, like, I guess they go to Jotunheim. And just that image alone of Frank, he's like he looks he's like this in the van. It looks kind of funny. Just that alone was worth the price of admission. That just looks so funny. Look at that. Oh, Frank. But yeah, so Punisher Crew number 1. Listen, it was very silly and weird, but honestly, I'm down. For it only being a 5-issue miniseries, I'm, of course, down because I'm reading the regular Punisher book, and it's great. Anything Punisher, I gotta get. So I will hopefully finish this if the next issue doesn't suck, but I don't like just leaving miniseries. I like to have the whole story in my collection, I guess, because it makes more sense if I want to go back and read it later. But yeah, so I do recommend this. If you want like a silly Punisher story, this is definitely for you. I don't think it's trying to take itself seriously. If it is, it's failing at it, because this is funny, weird, strange, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, it was also good too. But that's it for this video. If you read Punisher Kill Crew number 1, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below, do all that stuff. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one.